Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here on this Friday morning. Got all kinds of things going on. First thing I want to talk about, if you are going out toward the beach and everything and getting in the water, just there are going to be red flags. We're going to have that strong undertow. Anytime, remember, to always remember, locals know this, but if you come in from out of town watching it, that you get that when you got that low pressure area on those tropical depressions out in the Gulf, it affects the whole Gulf. I don't care if it's in Texas or in Miami, it will pull it in. And as far as a lot of circulation. So undertow is going to be strong this weekend, so be aware of that. High of 89, low of 76, water temperature 84. The river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. And I've got them here somewhere, but trust me, they're in good shape. I'm looking at the Apalachicola Bluntstown 4.3 and steady, and the Choctawhatchee Caryville 3.2 and steady. Both of them are in good shape for the weekend. A good time to be on the river this weekend. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Looking at Friday, July the 24th, and we're looking at a decent tide. It's really pretty good. It's incoming. It's going to be 12:36 will be the high tide, and the low tide is at 10:11. A pretty strong tide today, and a little bit tomorrow. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, not very strong tides. And of course, our river reading is brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. So this weekend especially, get out and do. With the virus like it is and all kind of research is showing is one of the worst things you can do is stay home, and yet that's what everybody tells us to do, stay home and don't go anywhere. So you got to balance it out. But you can get outdoors and you can social distance naturally in the outdoors. So I would encourage you to even if you don't want to go around the water, maybe just try to get out in the picnic area somewhere away from folks and all. And don't forget Port St. Joe. Now, if you're going down Blue Water, the city has a ordinance now at Port St. Joe. Anybody in the city would need to wear a mask. Okay, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's start off now. A week from tomorrow, Blake Sutherland and that not-so-serious bass tournament and all circuit, they're having a tournament next weekend. It's going to be a fundraiser. You know, Blake has been on the show before, and their idea is, enjoy fishing and don't put so much pressure on them. But this time they're doing a tournament as a fundraiser for Camo Dreams. Okay, so here's the logo for Camo Dreams. You know Derek Fussell and the good things that he does with Camo Dreams. So it's going to be a fundraiser. It's going to be next Saturday. It will be it's $80 a boat. It's going to be at Deer Point Lake, High Point Landing, which is ground zero around here for bass tournaments. And I don't tell how many. I always will keep a record of how many tournaments we've had up there. Just a bunch of them. And here are basic rules. They're going to be individual raffle tickets. Basic rules the same: 5 fish limit. The time is let's see, what's the tournament time? No cheating. No cheating. Read this one. No cheating. No live bait. No baskets. No leaving your boat during the tournament. Okay. Weigh-in starts at 12:40 p.m. Okay, and a 4-ounce penalty for dead weight. Anyway, that's a good deal coming up this coming Saturday, a week from tomorrow, at Deer Point Lake, a fundraiser for Camo Dreams. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about. So I'll tell you something else exciting coming up. A bunkhouse. Here's a post right here. A monster buck challenge. Okay, not a big buck, but a monster buck. And this is going to be right up the road here. Our good folks up there in Chipley, Surplus and Salvage, are sponsoring it. It's going to be on a closed-in fenced area. I want you to look at a picture of that buck right there. Okay, now they're only going to take a certain number of folks coming in, only a certain number. A $5,000 entry fee, but the grand prize is a Browning and 2 Brownings, $1,000 cash prizes, door prizes, and all kind of things. That's going to be Saturday, October 31st, so last weekend in Saturday, the last Saturday of October. That's a good way to go out. Now, I want to say something about these monster bucks. You have these big bucks and everything, then you have the monster bucks. And so many people that want to shoot them, they'll go out to Texas and pay money, big money, Go up there in Alabama, pay big money to do that. And we got a place right here, the Buckhouse Ranch. Good folks over there. They're going to, they're going to have one and try it out here and see how we're doing. And it's going to be interesting. And we're going to certainly try to be there that day and film some of it. We really want to. We have a very busy schedule. Hopefully by then the virus will be calmed down and we'll get up there and film some of this. So go ahead and put it on your calendar if you're looking for a monster buck. It's not for everyone, but there's a certain segment of hunters always looking for a monster buck. And the rules and all are online. Just look up Bunkhouse Bucks, Monster Buck Challenge. Okay? That will take care of that. Let's go from bass fishing to monster buck hunting back to the water. And I was talking about boating safety. I wrote some notes about boating safety. I know I talk about it a lot, but I try to just stay on top of it and try to help prevent things and all. And I was thinking last night, I put down 5 boating tips, actually 4, and just things I've observed. I didn't read these or anything, just my observation as an outdoors person who's on the water quite a bit. First of all, I was talking about kayaks. And a lot of kayakers are good about this, especially in open water. And the creeks and all is not that important. But if you're in open water in a kayak, have a marking flag. Put a red flag back behind you so folks can see you, especially with people going as fast as they go these days. It's just critical that you do that. So, and the pass, there shouldn't be any kayaks in the pass anymore. Really, there shouldn't. It's just too dangerous to get in the pass. People are flying in and out of there. The captains and all know how to look out for you, but again, you get these out-of-town folks, they just can't see you, and especially when it's like this. And the pass most of the time is like that. Okay. Number 2, the rentals. Try to be aware of what boats. If you're out in St. Andrew Bay or down more and more in St. Joe Bay, those 2 bays right there in Saltahatchee Bay, you know where all the problem is over there. But over on the rentals, try to be able to recognize what are pontoon rentals and boat rentals, and just have a wary eye toward them. 80% of the folks renting boats are very responsible and just going out to have a good time, especially pontoons. You see a lot of families get in there, they're coming down from Alabama, and they want to go to Shell Island too, and they all have all the right. They're very responsible. They're not as aware of a lot of things as we are. But know where the rentals are and try to sort of avoid them if you can. So I just learn to recognize rentals, okay? 80% of them are just great folks and all, and 20% are just squirrels, so they don't have any responsibility as far as taking care of anything but themselves. So be aware of that. That's just a fact of life. Number 3, and I always talk about this, speed. And it's speed and realize not just running over. We've had some accidents recently with just pure speed was a contributing factor. And so not just here in the bay, in the lakes and all, we're going wide open. And you know how we feel about these bass tournaments. We love them all, but I try to get people to slow down. And they've done a better job now by just releasing people one at a time instead of that shotgun start like we used to do. And I was in the middle of it too, some of those shotgun starts. It's exciting, but it ain't smart. Okay? So speed, be aware of that. And also be aware of the wake you leave. And I know I've told you this time and time again. My dad had a little 6-horsepower motor. He would slow down on the river, so his wake wouldn't bother him. If somebody was fishing over there, bless his heart, he would slow down, so he'd go slow by him just as a courtesy. And I learned that as a little kid. I was ready to go fishing. He was slowing down, but now I understand why. And number 4, I wrote down that when you're scalloping, remember the radar shot I showed the other day? A lot of folks are getting ready to go scalloping now. Keep a safe distance. I always used to use the term football field away. And that's been cut down to about a half a football field because people are just not recognizing. I still want to try to keep when I come up to somebody, I'm going to stay a football field away from them. And a lot of folks aren't going to do that in this day and time. So try to at least, to keep social distancing while you're scalloping and all. You can, and you got to stay close to your boat. And you got to have that diving flag. I think most of us know that by now. And I did look up statistics. The top 4 causes of death, fatalities on the water with a boat. Okay, number 1 is alcohol. Number 2, not having on a personal flotation device. That was number 2. Number 3, speed. And number 4, just flat out inexperience. Those are the 4 contributing causes to the fatalities we have in the United States of America. So just be aware of that, and you're the captain of the boat, and you got to take care of it, okay? All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and get ready to do some drawing, so we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. You know how we're always talking about outdoor inventions, and I always get excited just trying to see things. I'm a sucker for those gimmicks, and I buy some of them too. In fact, I have one I'm going to show you the next couple of shows. One day next week, I'm going to show you my latest gimmick that I bought. But in fact, in outdoor ed, we always had a unit, like a 3 to 4 day unit on outdoor inventions, and kids would have to invent something. And it was really a cool thing to do. It just got the mind rolling about outdoor stuff. But you remember the other day I showed that marker, that orange marker buoy with the lead at the bottom and the little fin up there. And that was an outdoor invention. Well, I got an email. I'm going to read this to you because this is what it's all about. This is from Tim Sims. Hello, Coach Chester. My name is Tim Sims. I am the founder and owner of American Bandit Company. Okay, and that's who makes it. My friend in Mexico Beach said he saw one of our buoys on your show, but did not give up much information about the buoy. Thank you for showing the product. I know you were not doing it as an endorsement, but just a valuable tool to have on the boat. For your future references, for our reference, it's American Bandit Company, was started in 1994 and incorporated in 1996. The name American Bandit comes from that we used to build bandit reels for commercial fishing, so they're in that industry. So they used to build those reels. The bandit buoy came about as a byproduct of the spending a lot of time in the Gulf and never having a decent buoy to mark my spot with, okay? That's the short version anyway. I'm going to show you the website, and Panhandle Outdoors is a good show. Keep up the good work, Tim. So I'm going to show you the website right here. You go to AmericanBandit.com, and you read about it. It's really good, interesting. I was just tickled with it. Okay, next page here, the Bandit buoy, okay? And here's a picture, okay, here's a picture right here. You see how they set up out there. And what I liked about this, and you can also get replacement parts and everything for them. So Bandit buoy and Tim says right here, this is the last marker buoy you will ever need to buy. And that's so important right there, because you see a lot of times out of necessity comes the inventions, and all across the American entrepreneurship life you'll see those kind of things. So good job, Tim, and I'm really tickled you did that. Now, also, and you know, he was fishing all the time, so he was an outdoorsman, invented it. So that's a drift I'm going to get y'all to understand. All right, let's move on now. Terry down at Blue Water, okay? Here's another great email. I won't read you the whole thing, but basically, and I'll show you the pictures after I read it. My wife and I went looking for sea turtle nest, and because we sponsor our granddaughter every year. You realize you can sponsor someone to help pay for the turtle watch and all that. So Terry and his wife do that. And the turtle volunteers, they following pictures show you how to volunteer patrol the beach first thing in the morning. And I've seen them many a time out there. I was the only one on the beach, and here comes one of these turtle volunteers. And most of them are real friendly. A lot of times they'll stop and talk to you. Sometimes they just keep on driving, and maybe they had a bad night. We sponsor our granddaughter every year. We get her certificate and a photo. They put her name on the nest. That's cool. They put a name on the nest with any well wishes she wants to give. This year, our granddaughter message was, stay safe. This is a message from granddaughter to the turtle. Stay safe, and I'll see you again in 20 years. Because see what happens, it takes a female turtle 20 years to reach a stage where they're going to be mating and coming back and laying eggs, 20 years. Once that little male turtle gets in the water, they'll never come back on land. But a female will come back 20 years later and on for a period of time. And I've had, and so, you know, who are these turtle people? I'm going to show you. Here's some pictures. Here's their website here, Florida Coastal Conservancy, and they'll have all kind of cool things. So here it is right here. And I'm going to, and here's some pictures of the tracks, okay? If you've been around the water much, you'll see this on a regular basis. It's just cool. And here's the marking. We showed them before. And now they're starting to put information. In the last several years, they started putting all the kind of information about when And I think, if I believe right, it's a 64-day gestation period, and then all kind of records and all they keep. And I'll show you one of the records here, right here. This is 2017, and there was total on St. Joseph Peninsula 206 nests of the loggerhead and green, and total number on the very bottom, total number of eggs 14,071. That's 2017, and then 2018. There's on 11,000, a smaller number in 2018. I don't know the 19, and of course 20 is not finished. But anyway, good job on the records and all. That's just really interesting stuff. Okay, now let's get ready to do our drawings. Oh, I had some other stuff. I'm running out of time. Next week, I got some cool stuff next week to show you. Okay, this is going to be for the Los Antojitos. And remember, just call me and we'll mail it to you and run by my house and pick it up. All the way from Panama City Beach, Gloria Turner. All right, Gloria. Gloria's a good outdoor lady. She fishes a lot. All right, now this is a $20 gift certificate from, and that's $25 to Los Antojitos. All right, this is William Jones. William, got that one right here. $20 gift certificate. And a big red snapper is going to be, I think William's wife won the other day. All the way from Cottondale, Jelena Barnes, big red snapper. So those are our winners, and we're proud for y'all. And we'll be giving away. So I've decided on Los Antojitos, I'm gonna start giving that away twice a week. Sometimes in the middle of the week, on spur of the moment, and I get on every Friday. So you always be watching. If you're not watching, you don't know if you won. So be aware of that. We're going to take a break and come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. All right, welcome back, and welcome to our famous Friday fishing report. And I've been talking to a lot of people and captains and all. They've had some rough. It got rough again out on the Gulf. We bragged last week about it being calmed down. You saw some pictures, but that past 3 or 4 days, it really got rough. And that storm that blew in, was it Thursday or Wednesday afternoon? Yeah, that was a bad storm. It was really, really blowing bad. And it, in fact, one of the captains himself says, it still amazes me. He said, it still amazes me how rough and how it can get so quick. Okay, let's go. Okay, I called Carrie at the pier, so I'm going to start the report here. Carrie at the pier. So Carrie said it's slow. It's just been so hot, and a lot of people are fishing in the middle of the day. You know, first thing he said, early in the morning they're catching some Spanish. So if you want to do some early morning fishing, the Spanish will be out there early in the morning. Along with that will be the hardtails, and they go hand in hand. And quite a few small sharks. He said not many people are shark fishing anymore for the big ones off the pier. The shark fishermen more or less are taking other places to fish, but there's not a lot of shark fishing going on. But they're catching, as a byproduct, accidentally catching small sharks. And redfish, they're catching, he said it costs a few slot-sized redfish out there. This is all this past 3 or 4 days here from Carrie, and Carrie's out there, all day. And catfish, he said they're catching a lot of catfish, a bunch of catfish and catching them on the bottom. And he said, one word I'll leave you with, it's hot. It's hot out here. So you gotta, when you dress up, make sure you wear long sleeves and long pants. But I know there's a crew out there that still enjoys fishing very much. Okay, the recreational, okay, let's go to recreational snapper is winding down for the recreational. The charter boats can still go up until August the 1st. Okay, now, the next thing that I wrote down was the king mackerel. The kings ran a whistle buoy. They're catching kings have been really steady. They've caught a few cobia. They haven't been big cobia, but they've caught some kings this week and some cobia. Okay, and that's been pretty strong out there. I wrote down this early and late with live bait. That little poem right there. That's the best. July and August. That's the best advice I can give you. Early and late with live bait. Okay, because that's what the captain's doing. Freshwater. I think first thing I think about freshwater fishing in summertime, I'm looking for that slough to get up in. Going down the river, I'm looking for a slough to get up in there under a shade tree to fish. And I know y'all, if the fish the river system, know what I'm talking about. We're not going to sit out in the middle of the river very long and catfish or anything. We might do that early in the morning, but we're not going to do that very long. So look for the sloughs, and again, crickets and worms have been really nice. And I hadn't used this word a lot. I was trying to think last time we talked about it. Fish is the eddies, and the eddies is that calm water. You got a really strong current coming, and then that eddy back behind the logs or back behind the jam. And that eddy, what it is an eddy of water where it's not flowing strong. It's sort of sitting there. And I love finding eddies and fishing them, especially up under a tree. So that's some good advice for the freshwater. So one of the big things you want to remember is the water temperature gets hot in freshwater too, just like it does in the bay. But the advantage of freshwater, you got it moving. So if you got it moving, so you're going to have, and I've talked about fish biologists about this, we have the water temperature of that moving water, okay, is pretty cool as compared to the actual, that eddy water is sort of sitting there and it's warmer. So those, what they call thermals, you're fishing those thermals in freshwater just like you do in salt water. So all these little things here, I did write down catfish. Catfishing is great this time of the year, and you want to fish the bottom. We call it tight lining. You sort of keep some pressure on it, and little egg weight and worms. Catawba worms or regular earthworms are always good too, fishing with those. So, and you can find there's still some bait shops still doing these kind of things and all. So as a recap, the kings are really strong as compared to anything else. The snapper season ending, the Spanish off of the pier is good. And let's see, again, I mentioned about the slop-sized redfish. You saw in the video, if you really want to catch some redfish, again, you got the bridges, and I had talked a lot about fishing the pass. You want to fish that pass, like I said in that video yesterday, you want to catch those redfish as they're feeding. And again, to me, the number one bait is a little live crab. If you can dip up some little live crabs as all that stuff's coming out on top of the water, and use some of those crabs, they just sort of get caught up in the current, and you can just dip them up and put them on there. So that's something you want to keep aware of. Let's see, and stay out of keep a wide brim hat on, stay out of the sun, and that's about it. I've got it. Okay, so we'll next week we've got some really cool stuff coming on. I'm gonna show you some classics, and we're gonna have a good time next week. Have a great day today. You have a great weekend. Get outdoors and do some stuff. Always do something good for your fellow man. Enjoy the weekend, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.